Hey guys, Tim here. I'm going to be ranking every boss in Call of Duty Zombies, Treyarch only. People have a lot of different takes on what makes a zombie boss, and in my opinion, it's just a zombie that deviates from the standard zombie and either has its own dedicated round or kind of gets sprinkled in with the rest, whether it comes in once a round or once every 5 rounds. So the way I see it, denizens from Transit are not bosses, Nova Crawlers aren't, and generator zombies from Origins, they're kind of just regular zombies. There may be a few others that I'm failing to mention, but you'll see the standard 21 bosses I got here. Also, I'm going to be completely objective about this, no bias, because we all know that there are a few bosses that just piss me the fuck off, but I'm not going to put them at like the bottom of the barrel because they could be considered very good for the map. Because if we were doing it like that, the Panzer would be the last. The rubric I'm going by here is the rewards that the boss gives you, the significance they add to the map, and how annoying they are. But anyways, number 21, the absolute worst boss in zombies, hands down. It has got to be the Thrasher from Zetsubo no Shima. May I start by saying, fuck you. You have zero redeeming qualities. You are the single worst thing on the single worst map in Black Ops 3. The only thing that you add to Zetsubo is irritation. Anytime a zombie passes through a spore, there's a potential chance of it turning into a Thrasher, which means that if you have all the spores on the map available, there could be upwards to literally like 20 Thrashers per round. They're not that difficult to kill. You just have to shoot the 3 spores on its body, but it's just difficult enough to the point where you have to go out of your way. You're already training zombies, there's spiders everywhere, and then these motherfuckers show up, and it just makes me want to send my controller through the TV. They wouldn't be at the bottom of this list if they gave you any reward whatsoever. Even if it was 500 points, I wouldn't have them this low, but they give you nothing. So for that, you can sit at the bottom, dickhead. And like I said, they spawn in way too often. If they spawn in once a round, not the worst thing in the world, but they spawn in like 5 times a round. I can't stand it, guys. It is the worst boss in zombies, and if they took it away from Zetsubo, all I see is a better map. Number 20, Avagadro, the electric zombie from Transit. Now, Transit, no secret, is the worst map ever made, whether it be the lava, or the fog, or the bus, or the jet gun, whatever it is, it's cancer, and Avagadro just puts it even further north, okay? Avagadro is the physical embodiment of what Transit is. Constant annoyance. He spawns in after you turn on the power, so, you know, technically you can avoid him if you leave the power off, but we want perks, so we're turning the power on. Anyways, he spawns in, you shoot him, doesn't work. You have to go get Galvanuckles for 6,000 points, or you can try to get the EMPs, which is RNG in itself. No guarantee of that. He shocks you without Jug, immediate red screen. If you have Jug, shocks you twice, you're dead. And he also likes to sit on the bus if you're on the bus, so you can't avoid him that way. Not to mention, when you actually do kill him in a really long and tedious process, he gives you absolutely no reward except for a giant middle finger. So I'll return it right back to you, Avagadro. Number 20, you're definitely the second worst boss of all time. Also, keep in mind, the more we progress through this list, the more positive it's going to get. I know I'm just being really negative right now, but that's because these are the worst. Number 19, the Cosmonaut from Moon, aka the Perk Jerk. He likes to bear hug you and steal your Jug, which is, you know, extremely annoying. And with that, he also red screens you and sends you across the map. Not to mention, he follows you throughout the entire game, and when you kill him, it does kill nearby zombies, but he always respawns with more strength. There's only one reason why I don't have him as the worst, and that's because he's actually pretty avoidable, but more than likely when you come into contact with him, he's going to annoy you in one way or another. Whether it's, you know, stealing your perk, or he messes up your training momentum, or he just blocks a corridor that you can't pass through because, you know, if you walk up to him, it's goodbye Jug. So yeah, he's a constant annoyance, gives you practically no reward for killing him, and if you took him away from Moon, it wouldn't be much worse at all. So those bosses were annoying, but now we're just getting into some unimportant ones, and the most of which, number 18, the Meatballs from Shadows of Evil. What the hell are these things? Are they even called Meatballs? I don't know what they're called. I don't know their backstory, but they kind of just exist. So they spawn in, they roll around, explode, which is really annoying, and they do give you a max ammo, so there's at least that, but I just don't understand. I mean, I have a theory that Jason Blundell went to New York at like an Italian restaurant one night, and the waiter came up to him and was like, "Hey yo, if you put my meatballs in your fucking game, I'll give you a discount." And Jason Blundell was like, "Sounds like a bloody good deal." Number 17, the Furies. From Revelations. They're not really important whatsoever, and they don't add anything to the map, but at least they can give you a max ammo. Number 16, the Parasites. I actually like these guys on Shadows of Evil. They do add a cool element to the map, even though they're really weak. They're really not that annoying. I mean, they can shoot you from afar, but other than that, I don't mind them much, and they can give you a max ammo, which is awesome. I feel like on Revelations, they weren't really necessary, but whatever. I mean, they're cool, I guess. I really don't have much else to say about them. Number 15, the Parasites' robotic counterpart, the Valkyrie Drones from Garad Krovi. They're the same concept as the Parasites, except a little bit stronger. Shrieker, which I actually do appreciate, but they're still annoying as fuck. They shock you all the time and they block entire entrances, but I feel like they just add a little bit more to Garage Crovy, and they still do give you a max ammo, which is pretty nice. Number 14, the monkeys from Shangri-La, the ones that steal your power-ups. So let's say there's a power-up in front of you and the monkey gets it before you. Yes, it is very, very annoying, especially when it happens multiple times around. However, you can actually use this to your advantage. The power-up above the monkey's head will continue to alternate through all of them, and you can actually select which one you want and shoot the monkey when the one you want is above it. So by that logic, you can turn any power-up you want into a max ammo, and what's actually really cool is you can turn a max ammo into a perk bottle, so you can actually get a free perk. But the reason why they're still fairly low is because it is, like I said, very annoying, and it does mess up your momentum of training. But contrastly, you actually get 500 points if you kill the monkey before it touches you or your power-up, which is a huge bonus. Much better than the bosses we've talked about. Number 13, the jumping jacks from Die Rise, aka the acrobatic ripoffs of the Nova Crawlers. Anyhow, they come in every 5 rounds or so, and you kill them and get a max ammo. Pretty cool. Fun twist on that is if you kill them by only knifing, you get a free perk as well. Pretty cool bosses, if you ask me. Honestly, these guys could be a bit higher, but I feel as though they're not that significant to Die Rise. I mean, if you took them away, sure, it'd be noticeable, but Die Rise is still a fairly easy map. Plus, like I said, they are a complete ripoff. Number 12, the spiders from Zetsubo. Honestly, when I first saw these guys in-game, I was a little bit creeped out, but these guys are a great alternative to the Hellhounds, and they add a lot to the map. They're so unique to the jungle kind of vibe that Zetsubo gives off, and I can't really picture this map without the spiders. Although they can be very annoying by blocking entrances and shooting webs everywhere, they give you a max ammo, they give you a KT4 part, and they're also integrated with a lot of different challenges on the map. Number 11, the Shrieker Zombie from Shangri-La. So it spawns in, it sprints towards you, and it shrieks. And it blurs your screen temporarily until you kill it, which is actually pretty easy and quick, and it also can be used to your advantage by acting as an EMP grenade towards other zombies nearby. No, this boss doesn't really give you a cool reward or anything like that, but they add a perfect level of minor chaos to the map, and they only come in like once per round. I don't know, I've just never heard anybody complain about a Shrieker Zombie. Right above it, number 10, we have the Napalm Zombie, which coexists with the Shrieker Zombie on Shangri-La. The Napalm Zombie isn't fast. In fact, it's particularly slow as it walks towards you with a raging fury. No, but for real though, this guy is a walking torch. If you get too close to him, he will spontaneously combust and down you immediately without Jug, and with Jug, it'll hurt you. People have gone down to the Napalm Zombie way more than the Shrieker, but I think he's a little bit better because A, he looks cooler, and B, he's a lot more manageable despite him being more damage. What? He is an integral part of the Easter egg, and also when you kill him, his flames can kill other zombies. It acts exactly like a fire trap, but the two complement each other very nicely, and they make a fun challenge for Shangri-La, not a stupid challenge like Zetsubo. I just happen to think the Napalm is the better of the two. Number 9, the Mangler from Garage Crovy. Very similar to Brutus from Mob of the Dead. He's basically a tank of a zombie, just walks towards you, shoots you with his weird electro portal fucking hand thing. I don't know what it is. If you get too close, you bop right on top of the head, and he might down you, so be careful. I like the Manglers because they don't spawn in too often. Yes, pretty often, but not often enough to the point where you're like, God, that's annoying. He has a lot to do with the Easter egg, and if you kill him, I'm not sure what the reward is. I forgot. Is it points? Whatever it is, I don't care. It's a good boss. I can't really picture Garage Crovy without these Manglers, and they're not too easy to kill, but they're certainly not too difficult either. Number 8, the Witches from Buried. Now, these bosses are a little bit different than the rest because they're totally optional if you want to come into contact with them, but if you want to pack a punch, you need to go through them. So you go through their house, and they approach you. If they get too close, they steal 2,000 points from you. However, you can just shoot them down in front of you. If you get through their house and enter the maze, you get a free perk bottle from them, which is awesome. Sure, these bosses steal a lot of your points, but if you're a good player, you typically don't lose any, or maybe a little bit, but it really shouldn't prove too difficult. They give you a really juicy reward. My only complaint with them is how inconsistent they spawn in. Like, for example, sometimes they'll spawn behind you. I don't know, it's kind of weird sometimes, but they are a great boss. Number 7, the OGs, the Hellhounds. I have no complaints with these guys whatsoever, except for the fact that in Black Ops 3, they're a little too weak and a little too fast, but it's really no big deal. They are classic. You cannot picture zombies without these Hellhounds. I mean, all these other bosses are following the trademark dog rounds because of these guys. And I won't dive too deep into the story, but the Hellhounds are actually Fluffy, which is Samantha's dog, so it has a lot to do with the story. And I guess maybe I'm letting the nostalgia get to me because, you know, the Parasites are so low compared to these guys, but I don't know, the Parasites, they just don't have it, okay? The Hellhounds have it. That's all I need to say. Number 6, this was a tough one to swallow here, folks, but it's George Romero from Call of the Dead. Now, I guess every time you gotta talk about him now, you gotta say rest in peace first because he's looking down on all of us. And I guess I'll get the bad things out of the way first. Fuck you, George, okay? Constantly follows you out literally throughout the whole game. Like, he literally doesn't go away. He cannot die. Sure, you can set him away every single round with the upgraded VR11 and Scavenger, but it's still really annoying. And I hate hearing him babble on the whole game with these stupid quotes. But he's at number 6 for a couple of reasons. Number 1, the rewards he gives you for killing him are great. You get a death machine and a free perk. And if you complete the Easter egg instead of getting a death machine, you get a Wonder Wop, which is awesome because on those later rounds, the wonder weapons on the map are not good. The other reason is because the map quite literally revolves around him. I mean, the whole story of Call of the Dead is him. He's directing it. The actors are the characters and they're part of the cast. But without George, you don't got a map. He is the heart and soul of Call of the Dead, although he is the poisonous heart and soul of the map. It's definitely a love-hate relationship. Whenever you're in game with him, you want nothing but the worst for him, and he's a pain in the ass. But otherwise, you know, he's not terrible. Plus, he adds a very much needed challenge to Call of the Dead. Actually, I shouldn't say very much needed because the wonder weapons already do that. But yeah, he comes in at number 6. Speaking of much needed challenge, at number 5, we have the Space Monkeys from Ascension. Now, Ascension is well known as one of the easiest maps ever, and the Space Monkeys are the only thing that makes it even somewhat challenging. The monkeys try to steal your perks. If you kill them without them even touching one of your perk machines, you get a max ammo and a free perk. If you just kill them and they touch your machines, whatever, max ammo. You never know what perks you're gonna end up with because they can take some away and they can give you some random ones for free, which makes things challenging and fun. Don't get me wrong, these are annoying little shits, especially when they steal quick revive, your only limited perk, but let's be honest, Ascension would be the easiest map ever without it. Another love-hate relationship with the Space Monkeys. You guys, you deserve a number 5. At number 4, we have the Panzersoldat from Origins, Der Eisendrache, and Revelations. Now, for some reason, only on Der Eisendrache, he always kills me when I go for a high round. I mean, I have at least half a dozen streams on my channel where he has killed me. This is easily one of my least favorite bosses in the game. However, I can't ignore the fact that he is absolutely necessary for the maps he's on. On Origins, he comes on round 8, which is a perfect time to add a cool and fun challenge. But believe me, it is a challenge. You have to have a really powerful weapon or a staff by then. It creates a sense of urgency, which is good for zombies. Same thing with Der Eisendrache. And on those 2 maps, you have 4 elemental wonder weapons, so having a Panzersoldat is really important. With tank wonder weapons, you need a tank zombie. Revelations is the easiest map of all time, and a Panzersoldat, I guess, is really important for that as well. Even though it really doesn't matter because Revelations is so easy that a Panzer isn't going to do anything for you. I mean, a Thundergun, a Apothecon Servant, and Lilarnes, get that out of here. On Der Eisendrache, he rewards you with a Ragnarok piece, and on Origins, he rewards you with a Fire Staff piece. He also gives you a power-up. I'm not sure if he gives you points or not, but regardless, he is a great boss for the maps that he's on. If he was on some other maps, he definitely wouldn't be a great boss, but they picked the right maps to put him on. Number 3, Brutus from Mob of the Dead, an integral part of Mob of the Dead, may I add. He has a lot to do with the story, but not only that, he gives you a fun challenge. He spawns in early, but not too early. He's difficult to kill, but not too difficult, and he rewards you as much as he can damage you. If you let him get near accessories like the mystery box or a perk machine, he can lock it down, and the only way to unlock it is to pay 2,000 points, which is a bummer, and he also outputs a lot of damage when he hits you, but when you do kill him, you get a power-up and a lot of points. For most people, Mob of the Dead is either really hard or really easy, and these guys add the challenge either way. Sort of a nightmare for noobs, but he's a really good challenge for the better players, and he's definitely a top 5 boss in zombies. Number 2, the Pentagon Thief from 5. Now, hear me out. I know a lot of you people are rocking in your chairs right now. 5 is regarded as one of the hardest maps ever, but the only reason why it's difficult is because there isn't a lot to work with. The Winter's Howl is a poor excuse for a wonder weapon, so we're going to be disregarding that aspect of it. Not only is the Pentagon Thief unique in every way possible, I mean, stealing your guns, really? He presents a really fun challenge to the map. He runs up to you and steals your gun, then you have to try to turn around and kill him before he exits through the teleporter, and if he does such, then you will lose your gun permanently. 90% of the time, if you're a good player, you will kill him and you will get not only a max ammo, however, you'll get a fire sale, and if you kill him before he even touches you, you get a bonfire sale. Upgrade for 1k, I'll take that. So already we have a surplus of rewards. Sure, sometimes he scrambles away and you lose your gun. It really sucks sometimes, but that doesn't happen too often. When you're playing in a lobby of 4, it's really fun and chaotic when he's running around taking each person's gun one at a time, because you know you're next, but you don't know when it's coming. The Pentagon Thief is actually Yuri, who plays an important role in the Ascension/5 storyline, which is also great, and I can't really picture 5 without him. He adds an integral challenge and element to 5 that would not be there without him. So like 10% of the time, he's an absolute boner, but for the other 90%, he's a great boss, and I love him. The best boss in Call of Duty Zombies. Number 1 is the Margwa from Shadows of Evil and Revelations. Just like every other boss on this entire list, it has its cons. If it power slams on the ground and you don't have Jug, you immediately die. And if you have Jug, it immediately red screens you. But the Margwa adds a perfect level of difficulty and fun challenge. I mean, fun challenge is good challenge. I've said it like 100 times in this video. And the Margwa adds such a presence. Like, you feel him. I mean, literally, because the screen is shaking all the time. Plus, the more tentacles, the the better. Margwa spawns in every few rounds, so it's not too frequent. But anyways, he spawns in with 3 glowing yellow heads. You have to shoot each one individually while it's open. When you do such, you get 500 points. So when you kill him, you get a total of 1500 points and a lot of XP, and you also get a power-up and the Margwa's heart, which is a part for the Apothicon Servant. At first, he's very slow, but as you shoot through each head, he gets faster and faster. The good thing is you can't kill him immediately. You have to try to integrate him into your training or try to skirt him to the side and then kill him. Either way, it's not going to be an easy or quick process, but it's not too challenging at all. He has the perfect level of danger while also giving you a great reward. I just think the Margwa is the best overall boss, and I think he is, you know, the best in the game. But anyways, that is the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to leave a like. Again, I apologize for the lack of like new innovative content. It's just that Black Ops 4 is yet to come, and right now Call of Duty is in sort of a meh state, so it's been really challenging to make cool, unique content, but these are pretty fun videos to make. You should subscribe because I'm an awesome guy, all right? Not pretentious or anything. Also, subscribe to Spinks. This guy made my channel art, and he is a fucking legend. Seriously, guys, his link is in the description. I really encourage you to go over there and tell him I sent you there. He is a great kid. It would make both of our days. Also, with the logo he made, I'm gonna be making merch pretty soon, so I don't know when the exact day will be, but you guys are interested in some merch, let me know down below. But yeah, I gotta go. Peace the